All right. Well, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for tonight. We've got Janeen Vosper waiting there to come and talk to us tonight about how to really jazz up your LinkedIn profile so that it works for you in business. So those that don't know Janeen, I know some of you do. Janeen has spent 20 years as the general manager of sales in a successful multi-million-dollar business. And she's been coaching a high-performing commission-based sales team. Anyone who's been on commission knows how challenging that is and how enjoyable it can be. Also how soul-destroying it can be sometimes. So you've got the highs and lows. So she's been right in those environments there. She established her business, Speech Perfect, in 2007. And what she does with that is she works with people just like us on the show to help with self-confidence, self-belief, having a confident voice, and building a personal brand and authority. And if you are speaking, you do have to watch Janeen, because she will count how many ums and ahs and so's and all these filler words that you say. That was the first time I really got to know Janeen. I think I won that competition for the most number of ums in that presentation. It's not a prize I really should be proud of, but I think, winning anything these days is good for me. So Janeen is often seen at conferences as a keynote speaker. She is the host of the We Are Women podcast. So go and look that one up. Some great episodes in there. An author of 2 books, Being Unstoppable, and my favorite, Good Girls Do Sell. And she does work with small businesses across the country, helping them with it. And I know she's got a program coming up in a couple of weeks as well too. But tonight, she's here to talk to us about how to really make your LinkedIn profile shine. Not only shine, but how to make your money. So let's put our hands together and welcome to the stage, Janeen Vosper.
Thank you very much, Nick. The mention about being on commission, anyone that works for themselves, let me tell you, you are on commission, so never discount because you're cutting your profits. Let me share this. And we'll start the slideshow. Right from the beginning. What I've done tonight too is I've picked a couple of the examples of different LinkedIn pages just to show. I think that Nick's is definitely on here as well. I'm not sure if I've got anyone else's on, but we'll have a look how we go. The importance of having an engaging LinkedIn profile is, a lot of people I speak to will say, oh, I've got LinkedIn, but I don't really do anything with it. Or I set up a profile. I'm lucky if I can remember my password and it's just sitting there. What I have to tell you, if you're in business, this is where business people go. You can build connections with people on other social media. You can build that where people get to like you on other social media. But when people want to check you out, to figure out whether they want to do business with you, then they will come to LinkedIn. And I was just looking up my analytics for the last 7 days, and it was 235 page views, 325 page views, and 257 search appearances. That's a place where you want to be, isn't it, when people are looking for you? What I'd like, if you can pop any questions in the chat as we go, I'll try and I read somebody put, you eat what you kill. And I was badly said, I'll try and eat. No, it's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and answer them as we go along. All right, let's get started on this. This is some statistics about LinkedIn. When things are changing all the time, but there are 930 million registered users on LinkedIn. But the important factor that's 303 million are active on a monthly basis. Google has the highest LinkedIn following for any organization. That's an interesting statistic, isn't it? And 90 million of these users are senior level influencers and decision makers. This is where they go. And if you are looking for a job, recruiters are here on LinkedIn. And I know people that are in employment, and I work with lawyers and other professionals and within construction. I know they're getting contacted all the time from recruiters who are wanting to offer them different positions. It's definitely where people go searching. There's 930 million reasons that you should be on LinkedIn. but you need to set yourself up well. Even if you're not going to do a lot with it, which sort of, it doesn't defeat the purpose, but you need to be actively doing posts, and there's a whole lot of ways to do that to get the algorithms to your best advantage. But you need to set up your profile right in the first place. So at least if the profile sits there and it's doing its best it can do for you, then that's such an important factor. But here's the points that we're going to be talking about tonight. First of all, it is your photo, your banner, your title, and the headline, contact info. This is one of the things I find the most frustrating, is people do not have their contact information on LinkedIn. It's like saying, I'm here, but I really don't want to be doing any business with you. Thank you very much. You need to have your contact information. And we'll talk a bit about your about section as well. The reason that I particularly like to set up a really informative to a formula about section, because then you can use that in any other social media marketing anywhere else if you've got that set up well. All right, let's have a look at, this is a simple thing for a photograph. Is a lot of people have a messy background, or it's not looking very professional. Remembering that LinkedIn is the place where professionals go. They're looking for your business. I've got a couple of clients that are yoga instructors and working in a bit of a different, more relaxed, casual feel. So if they've got a professional photo that suits their industry, then that works better than having something that's in a corporate suit. So you really need to have the profile photo that suits you and demonstrates who you are and the industry that you're working without really saying anything. It's the first thing people see. They want to look into your eyes. They want to be able to see you clearly, and having a clear background works best most of the time. I've got there looks towards the front or towards your banner. The amount of profiles I see where people have their head turned away from their banner. Now that's just a simple little thing to get right, because what you're doing is subconsciously you're turning your back on your business. So all you need to do is flip it so that you are either turned halfway towards facing your banner, or at least you're facing out and you're making connection with your audience, who are, the first thing they'll see is your face. Now, I'm sorry, Trevor, but this is not a LinkedIn profile. Just as a raise of hands or a yes in there, are you paid version, Jane? No, I'm not. This is just free version of LinkedIn. I haven't had the paid version for ever. Well, I lie. There you get a month trial, and if you really actively do what you want to get done in that month and remember to turn it off, then it's
I asked because your engagement is really good for the 7-day analytics that you did. So that's why I wondered, like, if that's on the free, which we're all on, then that's really good.
It's a free version, yeah, Jane. Yeah, it's I get requests for people to connect with me, dozens every week. I will not connect with anyone who doesn't have a photo at all, ever. Doesn't matter where they are. I have a few other rules. I won't connect with somebody from overseas unless I particularly know them. But I definitely have a rule. I will not connect with anyone who doesn't have a photo. But this guy, Trevor, and look, I really do feel bad for the people that I've pulled off randomly trying to find their I mean, this is out in social media world, so they've got it out there. It's for all to see. This person's in real estate. Now, that would be the first real estate agent you would go to, isn't it? If you were looking for something. So your banner has to tell a story as well. So there's nothing on this person's banner, and they also don't have a photograph on there. Making sure that you have both things done, but you have them done well. So the first thing is the photograph. Make sure that it's facing towards your banner, or facing towards the front, but definitely not with your back turned to your banner. This is one of my clients, actually, and there are quite a few people on here know Janeen. So this is Janeen's banner, and I give it an 8 out of 10. It definitely tells you a little bit about what she does with the image. It's got her business name and it's got what she does, because the thing with anything that you're doing, nobody cares about who you are. This is my 40 years in sales. Nobody cares about who you are. They only care what you can do for them. Your LinkedIn banner, every bit of marketing you do has to reflect that. So this is a great one. Janeen, Business Growth Support Specialist. And she's also got that in a name, which is something that I will come back to in a moment. There is something missing from her banner, though. Can anyone think what they might be? This is another one.
Contact details.
Thank you, Lana. Again, if you're in business, make sure that your contact details, however you want people to get in touch with you, is on your banner. Because after you've seen your photo, this is another one of my clients, Jess, after you've seen somebody's seen your photo, they're going to look at your banner. And if we just want to make it really easy for people to do business with us, then making sure that you've got contact details on here. I'm giving away a whole lot of secrets of just simple things. Don't try and do any of this as we go along, but take notes on all of them, because there's only those seven categories that we're working on. So it's got to absolutely tell a story. Mr. Cree, look at that. You've got your business name, you've got all your contact details. We know exactly where to find you. And we've also got People's Reserve. What's that, Nick? Little logo on there.
Just trying to find the remote button. That was a program during the lockdowns there for people that were not happy with the whole thing.
Okay, cool.
So that they had a whole community of people that were trading there. So it was just to identify that I'm happy to take business from them.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for explaining that. So Nick's banner is got, again, these photos being repeated, but it's behind the photos. So we're not losing any details. This happens a lot when people have got a banner. They lose the details, they stick it behind the photo. So making sure that this part here is where you're doing your marketing and your advertising. And we've got Jenny on, and she's an expert on Canva, so you can create a great banner on Canva. And Nick's looking to the front as well. Now, why I brought this one up for Nick, because what I want to be talking about now is your title. And the title's not just a name. So the part I'm talking about here is your title, who you are, your name, but there's more opportunity to add something else. And let me have a look at this one and next one and see how we go. So Suzanne is one of my clients, and so we can figure out what Suzanne does with her banner. We've got contact details on there, but what we've also got is when you put in your name, you can put in what you do. You can put in anything, actually. It doesn't have to be what you do, but the sensible thing is to put in what you do. I'm looking at Suzanne's. So every time Suzanne replies to somebody, to a message, every time Suzanne comments on somebody else's post, instead of just coming up with Suzanne Butler, it comes up Suzanne Butler, feng shui and manifestation expert. So you're getting the best opportunity for marketing every single time that you are out on LinkedIn. It's not just a name. This is probably one of the most important factors in creating something where people just keep seeing you. Every single time they see you, they see what you are and what you do. It's a really simple thing to change. So you just put that in the section where you put your name. The other thing that Suzanne has got here, and I think I'm going to have a look at this in the next slide, she's got she and her. Now, there is a part on when you're setting up your profile that you can change this. It'll ask you for your options. Suzanne may have chosen to put there she and her. I think he and him. I've never tried that one. But you can actually customize it and put in whatever you like. Again, it comes up with something different. So you've got more opportunity for marketing. Now, this is one of the clients that I worked with. So Anna, I started working with her, was sales coaching, but a big part of it was setting up a LinkedIn profile, right? So when I start, I'm just going to check and see how many contacts she's got now. When I started working with Anna, she had 19 contacts or something like that. And she was just obviously not getting any traction. There was nothing, it wasn't set up properly. She's got over 500 connections now, and that's in the last few months of working with her. But you can see exactly what she does, can't you? Dust diseases litigator. And then in the brackets, instead of she or her, she's got the word lawyer. Now, again, this is the whole thing with LinkedIn. Every opportunity to set the profile up with people knowing exactly what you do and how you help them will give you so much more authority and so much more opportunity for people to work with you because they know exactly what you're doing. Now, Anna, as I said, she had under 20 connections a few months ago, and we worked on techniques for her to build more connections. I'm looking now, 544 connections, how she actively went out and connected with the people that she wanted to connect with and the ones that were valuable to her. She works for a large firm in Sydney. That firm had a 30% increase in inquiries for dust diseases litigators, and they did no other marketing. Anna was the only one that did that, got her LinkedIn profile fixed. So 30% increase, and really just putting it down to her LinkedIn profile. It's so important to get this right, just so people can find you and then they can figure out how you can help them. That's the important factor. So with your name, make the most of your name or your title by adding all those. And one of the things that I love doing, it's my expertise, is pulling words and helping people get the right terminology for the name, the title, the headline, and the about section, because it's really important to get all of that right. So people will continue reading once they figure out what you do and if they want to work with you. Okay. All right, so your headline, if you think about it, your headline is, so that's the first line that the LinkedIn users see on your profile. So this is under your name. It's 260 characters that you've got to really demonstrate what you do and how you help people. It shows you what what you do, what you're capable of, but importantly, it shows how you can help somebody achieve the results that they want. And it's a first impression. People will not read further. They won't look further if the photo's not there and the banner doesn't attract them. They will not read further if you haven't got your headline set up right. It says 220 characters, actually 260 now. That's all you've got to grab attention. You've got to define who you're targeting in those 260 characters. And I found that if you set it up on a desktop, you've got more characters to set it up, and you can adjust it then if you're using a mobile. So all of these points, when you're setting up your headline, these are the important factors that you need to be aware of so that they engage the client, they keep reading, and then they go through the about section. They really spend more time looking you up, figuring out who you are and wherever you want them to go and whatever your call to action is. So here's some examples that I found, and so they get better as they go. Some of these. So this person said focused on organizational technology outcomes. Can someone tell me what that is?
IT speak, Janine. Straight
I
out
know,
they
it
see
is,
your
but
business. Yeah, it's just meaning they know how to sort out the technology for a company.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
big words.
It is big words too, isn't it? And
Speak.
for us for us that are lay people, this means nothing, and we would not be interested in that at all. It doesn't really tell you what you can do at all. National licensee for venue smart payments. Okay, big deal. We're often so caught up in putting titles rather than really trying to engage people. But we don't need to know that the person's licensee. I don't know what that means, and I don't know what it's in it for me. That was all it was on theirs. Strategy, branding, marketing, communications, working with businesses to drive outcomes. So we're getting a little bit more creative here as well. That's what I do: strategy, branding, marketing, communications, working with businesses to drive outcomes. Got a little bit in a, well, what would be for me in it. So it's starting to look a little bit better. This one, mortgage broker, director, mortgage advice, ambassador, safe haven, communities. Again, this is my titles, and this is what I do, and it's making it about me. It's not about you. It is about how you help people, and I can't say that enough. But getting the wording right is so important. So we're getting a little bit better again. Marketing strategists, helping business implement our focused leverage framework so they can maximize exposure and ROI. What? Is it, am I just the only one that's confused by that? No? Yeah? Not, am I the only one? Not getting, yeah. Good, thanks, Nick. All right, this is my lawyer, Anna, that I demonstrated. Personal injury lawyer guiding clients through the legal maze to help them receive compensation for asbestos and silica-induced dust diseases and personal injuries caused by negligent acts. And then we do something that's a little bit special about her. She's fluent Polish speaker. If you're looking for you're looking through for a dust lawyer, you've got this far and gone, wow, that person sounds like that they can really help me. I just happen to speak Polish as well, so that would be really convenient. So I've got one that's got a OTT dog lover. That's an admin person. Jess, you saw her earlier. Oh, here it is. I've got it on there. Securing all sides of your admin processes and the procedures, helping business owners achieve success through implementation of efficient admin processes and streamlining procedures. An OTT dog lover. So she says what she does. She says how she helps people, and just that little bit of humor as well. Because if you're looking for someone and then they're, you know, really a big dog lover and so are you, there's a little bit more connection. So it brings a little bit of personality in it as well. And this one's just changed around today. I was working with a client in Tasmania, making connections worldwide, delivering results locally. And she's missing a little gap there because it goes down on the next line when you look at it. Digital advertising plus branding plus marketing plus PR for Tasmanian industry, business and government. Can you see the difference with those? Yeah. Just getting something that is not just about who you are, but about what you do and how you can help people achieve the results that they want to achieve. It's incredibly important that that is part of your headline. But this is, again, Vicky is one of my clients. So Vicky's got, she needs a little dash there. Vicky, injury prevention specialist. Worker wellness is what she's chosen in there. And delivering practical workplace and individual wellness programs without losing productive time. Strategies to prevent workstation aches and pains, reducing costs, creating happy employees and satisfied customers. I'd say she's used up every one of her 260 characters there. You really can't doubt what she's able to do for her clients. Oh, I know this person. Just looking at mine, and again, every so often I change it around. Public speaking and the sales skills to be found, to be known, and as the authority in your field of expertise. Assisting leaders and business owners to open more doors with a pitch that is clear and concise and compelling. let's talk. So that's the extra part of mine. You advise emojis in description. It splits things up, Jeff, and depending on what you want people to do. So looking at the emojis in mine splits up the wording rather than full stops. And then for the let's talk, I've got it pointing down to where I've got contact, the links to connect with Janeen. And that's another important factor, is that you have some way and give people some instruction onto how they can connect with you. So I've done my call to action in my headline, let's talk. And then I've given them the ability to be able to do that. And then importantly, the contact information. So any questions about the headlines before we move on? Because I know it's such a big thing, but getting the words right. And as I said, that's my little party trick that I help people with, is to get their words right. Any questions? Open the mic. I'm happy for open the mic for any questions on this part at all.
There's a couple of questions in there in chat, Janeen. Jeff Summers asking, do you have any advice on emojis in the description?
Yeah. Jeff, as I said, with the emojis, make sure that they're useful for what you're doing. You know, they actually represent it. I've got one in my name as well, because it just, again, that thing pointing to what I do. You'll see this little, what is this? A speaker here. When you go on mine, there is a video in here as well. I'm not going into that tonight, but that's what that represents. Is the video in that there. Yeah, I think so. Vicky's got a few emojis. Whether there's too many and they match what she's doing, I don't know. I just going look. There was a few emojis in some of those others as well. No, I haven't got them up there. Yeah, I would recommend them. And oh yeah, there was some in these. So this is delivering worldwide. Figuring out what works, what'll work best for you.
Janine, may I ask a question?
Sure.
What's the trustometer?
I won't go into that tonight. It is a little bit too complicated, and it's not something where I want to continue using it. And I'm just sort of doing a little bit more red. If somebody invites you to be a trusted contact of theirs, and then it just keeps popping up all the time. I'm not sure if I want it there, but the LinkedIn, it actually helps with algorithms, because LinkedIn wants to see that you are recognized as a trusted person, but it takes a lot of steps to get to be that trusted advocate. Part of it's your postings, part of it's the connections, a whole lot of components. So it's not something that I don't do the algorithm stuff. I like things to set up well so people can find you, and it just works anyway. But yeah, thank you for asking, Shirley. Yeah. Your contact details is that next part that you really need to make sure. So I had on here links to connect with Janeen. I have a whole lot of links that I want people to look at, not just my website. There's quite a few. So I send that to Linktree. Now you can set it up as just your website or a booking link. And LinkedIn's brought it in that you can put your website automatically in there, but it does limit it. You're better off not using their automated thing and putting your website in instead of that. Or else mine, as I said, is Linktree. That's why it says links to connect with Janeen. You can put any text in there at all. Okay. The contact detail, just making sure whatever you want people to do, your website, phone number, email, make it easy for people to find you. I notice a few people have their birth dates in there. It's not something I would personally share. I think it just leaves you open to a little bit of hacking and things like that. But I have my email address and my phone number on my website anyway. People are going to find me, they're going to find me. Just don't be invisible to your audience. Make sure that you've got everything that's set up as well as you can, then people will be able to find you. So your about section. Now this is, we can spend ages talking about the about section. You have 2,600 characters, and in that time you need to sell your skills and your expertise. As it says there, the first sentence must get the reader's attention. It is not a resume unless you're looking for a job. It doesn't, people don't need to know that you've, in the first sentence, who you are, and because they've already got everything up in the first part of the section anyway, if you've got it set up right. They don't need to know, they need to know what their problem is that you solve for them. And that needs to be very, very clear on the problem that you solve for them. But any thoughts with anyone? Just can someone give me a sentence of the problem they solve? I'd love to hear how people have got theirs set up. Or just that you do on your marketing, knowing what problem you solve.
Well, so Janeen, it's Narelle, because what I say is I help people break down communication barriers through the ensuring that their websites are clear and concise.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. Now, what I'd like you to consider, Narelle, is writing it in a way that it's not about you.
Yeah, and that's what I've been thinking all along while I'm listening to you. I've got to go and redo mine.
Yeah, and I'm just looking sideways at mine, just to give you an example. I can't remember what I put on the next lot of slides, actually. But it's, my first sentence is, the problem for most small business owners is how to push through the marketing clutter and be noticed, plus how to get known as a viable option when competing with bigger businesses for attention. But that, can anyone on this call relate to that? I've lost my little, yes, give me a yes, because I've lost my chat.
Yes.
So, thank you. So the next sentence then, oh, excuse me. And the next sentence sort of makes it even, more, this is more of a problem. Lack of clarity around how to express what you do and why people need your product or service is a killer for small business. If you can't express yourself clearly, it creates chaos and frustration. These emotions are poison for any business. Excuse me, I'm going to mute myself for a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. I get that right. See, that's the about section is really important. How do you solve the problems? So, what have you done, or what have you created, or what product or service that you do? This is where you can talk about your products and service now, because they've read through and recognized that you understand their problem. And because you understand it, you've got a method that you use to solve them. And then demonstrating your expertise. So in the bio that Nick read out, talked about, my 20 years as a GM of sales for a multi-million-dollar business. Everyone's got different sort of expertise or experience, or maybe you've been through, you might be a health coach and you've been through that state and now you help others through it, whatever it is. That's important to put in there, but it's not the most important feature. And then have a call to action. What do you want people to do? When I was doing research on this, I went through so many LinkedIn profiles and very few had a call to action. So I've set it up. It's all pretty. It looks good. I don't really want anyone to do anything. I just thought I'd have a LinkedIn profile. So making sure that you have a call to action on it. All right, there's a whole lot of other things that are involved in LinkedIn. One of the most important factors is to set up creator mode. It takes too long. I won't be showing you how to do that today, but it's very important. You noticed with mine, I just want to go back here. I've got hashtags here and they're set up through creator mode. And those hashtags, there's 5 that you can have set up. I've only got 4. Need to put another one in there. And it's recommended that they're the ones that you use whenever you're doing posts, using the same ones. Having a personal one, I've got Janeen Speaks as my personal one, or your business name or something, as well as the things that you do. And that's all set up through creator mode. There's a fair bit more that you can do through creator mode as well. A featured post is your next section down when you're looking at a LinkedIn profile. And being at, so there's posts that you can feature that every time someone looks at your site, they're the ones that are featured there that they'll see all the time. So the ones that you want people, maybe you've got something happening and you'll feature a particular post for a bit, or it's your books that you've got featured in your featured posts. Your activity, posts, comments, tags, this is where you need to be really active in engaging people. And, you know, part of, you know, I said with Anna, the lawyers reaching out and getting people to connect with her. So she went from 19 to what, 544, I said now, just in a few months this year, is knowing how to ask people to connect as well, and thanking people to do it and reaching out. So that's an important thing to know how to do that. That was something that I taught Anna to do, particularly because she was reaching out and trying to connect with respiratory physicians and oncologists and those type of people who don't normally respond. Some training I did last week, I did some advanced LinkedIn training, and one of the things I was talking about was to get people actively finding you, you need to do at least 1 post a week. So that's your minimum, 1 post a week. And if you're only doing 1 post a week, make it a content post. But it represents your expertise. LinkedIn can say, yes, this person knows what they're talking about. 3 is optimal, 5 is okay. Anything after that, then you don't get the reach. And it won't be you demonstrating expertise. Definitely not putting any links in that send people away from LinkedIn. I don't like that as well. Pop them in the comments instead of the post. You get the opportunity to put your experience. That's such an important factor also in setting up your profile, your education, licenses, certificates, volunteering. It's really important to put that in, because if you do volunteer, then it's another thing that makes you a real person when people are looking through your profile. Skills and endorsements. Setting up the different skills and asking people to endorse you on those skills. So if everyone is on here today, if you want to connect with me, if we're not already connected on LinkedIn, please reach out and do so. And if you thought that you were, pleased with the things that we've talked about today, then figure out any of those endorsements and click a little endorsement on there. I'd appreciate that. If you're feeling really inclined, I'd appreciate a recommendation. Oh, Janeen really knows what she's talking about, or I enjoyed it, or it's practical and I can apply it straight away. The recommendations are important, and keeping them fairly recent is handy. Any publications that you've got, any courses that you're running, organizations that you're with, interests, events, groups, and yes, putting up events, LinkedIn, and then sending out invites. All of this creates engagement. And that's what you want, is those people being engaged. And again, once you've set up the events, then you can invite your connections to attend. And it's again, I keep repeating this. It's all about creating that interest and engagement and getting the numbers up. Any questions before I think I've only got one more slide left with anything. Yeah, please.
Excuse me, Janeen, it's Narelle.
Yes,
you
Narelle.
said maximum of anything after 5 posts. Does that include comments, things like that, where say I comment on what you've put up or anything like that? Or are you talking about straight posts?
Yeah, your posts as well. No, just your posts.
Okay, thank you.
And what I also learned, which was interesting, is that if you share somebody else's, your LinkedIn won't go and share it out to any people really, because the information's already been out there once. So the the bots that go and find all this stuff just won't go and share it out any further. And if you're tagging people into posts, you need to let them know that they need to comment. It's not enough to like. You need to get people to comment and make it a decent comment, not just good work, Narelle. It needs to be, that's a really interesting, I enjoyed what you said about blah on that post. And that will get algorithms really moving along. Any other questions?
It's good to tag people into a post in a forum like this while you guys are all online, so hopefully you'll see it. And now you will know not just to like the post that I tagged most of you in, but to comment on it.
Yeah, there you go, Paul.
Yeah.
No,
Nick already has. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, brilliant. No, that it is such an important factor. And again, I don't do any of the algorithms, but this person that is an incredible LinkedIn trainer and on all of that advanced stuff, which is so important to really understand how we get the best value out of what we're doing. We don't want to be just constantly having to post or do things, and it's not working. It's not giving us any value doing that at all. So that was October 8th. That was impressions, searches. So it's about the same sort of numbers as what that was for what I looked up tonight for the last 7 days. Making connections and building relationships, actively ask for connections, follow company pages if there's companies that are of interest to you. It's particularly important to do that because, again, you want to be seen as an expert. That's what LinkedIn's looking for. They're looking for authorities, and you want to be seen as authority. The more authority you demonstrate, the more that they'll show it out to other people. And number of connections as well. If anyone, I'll take some more questions, but if anyone is interested, I am running a LinkedIn mastery workshop. It's a half day online, and I can only have, well, I had 8. I'm going to have 8 altogether because you get a lot of my words. I help you with your words to set up things so you get the optimal profile. So if anyone is interested in that, I'll go to that tag, and there is a discount up until tomorrow, I think, Wednesday, $100 off that if anyone wants to do that. So any questions before I just finish on this? Oh, people are here again. I can only see 5 people, so
Janeen, it's Zim here.
Yes, Zim.
I kind of state the problem in my banner. And that being, most franchise businesses are half the size they could be, with the owners working twice as much as they should be. Yeah. So it's a problem that they're not. So I'm making them aware of something that, they think they're going well, but actually their business could be twice the size. And in my description, I tie it in with, I help franchisors increase profitability and franchisee growth. That's essentially what I do. I'm a franchise success consultant. Yep. So stating the problem and the little tagline in a different color on my banner is, I help you fix that. Right.
What's your surname, Zim?
Sahu Khan, SAHU-KHAN.
There was a hyphen in somewhere.
SAHU-KHAN.
Stop popping up for some reason. It must be me. Anyway.
Well, you can just click on him in where I tagged him in my post tonight.
Yeah.
Well, just put in.
I'm going to find yours now, Paul.
I've gone invisible, Paul. You did it.
You're not invisible to me, mate.
You wish I was sometimes.
Oh, there we are. No. No, I haven't got yours up in front of me, Paul. How am I spelling the surname?
Who you up as in is AZIM.
HHEA. There we are. All right, I want to get your photo turned around the other way, Paul.
Mine or a Zim. You're talking about a Zims.
Yours.
Oh, mine.
Yeah, it sort of just needs to be more turned. If you know a photographer that can do that, just
I should be the same way as I am on my description on Zoom here, Janine.
There you go. So question about your banner?
Yeah, sure. Oh, the question is, I'm stating a problem that a lot of people don't actually realize they have because they think they're going on fine, when in fact the business could actually be twice the size that it is.
Yeah, yeah. See, what I would probably put there, just in different speak, saying exactly what you've said, when franchises or
See, that could franchise businesses could be either one.
Yeah, but I would, when franchisors are working 80 hours a week and not being profitable, and franchisees is trying to get more business owners or something like that, rather than I help.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I help is about you.
Sure.
You definitely want to make everything about who's reading it.
Sure. Okay. No, great feedback. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Janine, there's one question I've got. I sometimes try and connect with people and LinkedIn won't allow it. I click on the connect and it says, sorry, we can't connect to this person.
Yeah, some of them do that. Just going to stop the share. Everyone who's interested has got a photo of that, I hope. And again, yeah, they've only got 6 spots left.
I've already dropped the link into chat as well, Janine. So
thank you very much. Jeff, that does occur with some people, not with everyone. Are you finding that with everyone?
No, with some people.
Yeah, some people have that blocked off. That just for whatever reason. I've only ever
that person blocks it off. It's not LinkedIn.
No, it's usually the person. They must have. They've got something set up where they're not taking any second connections. And if it's a third connection, it's sometimes a little bit trickier. Seconds are much easier if you're connected with somebody. And it's just getting the words right as well as to why people would connect with you. It's not a sales pitch. I mean, I get half a dozen sales pitches a week through LinkedIn. It's not a sales pitch. It's just a connection. Mine's usually, hey, Jeff, just reaching out. I like to connect with like-minded people. I see that we've got many connections the same. Something simple like that.
Yeah.
Look forward to connecting here on LinkedIn.
Through an event like this or a networking group, it's terrible when you get those random, no explanation, no introduction, just I want to join your network, which is automatic. And then as soon as if you accept it, because that person's got 10 or 20 common connections, straight away they send you the spiel for their sell.
Yeah.
Gosh,
no, you don't want that. But no, thanks, guys. And look, give me an email. You can find my email everywhere. If you've got any questions, happy to answer. And yes, and for those that haven't connected with me already on LinkedIn, please do so. Thanks, Nick.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, I did exactly what you told me not to do, Janine.
Wow.
I was fixing up my profile as you were speaking.
I don't think you were the only one, Nick.
Yeah. and I did comment on one of Tim's posts as well too while I was speaking, hoping it would come up live, but you didn't share that screen.
No, I didn't actually. No.
Yeah. But excellent. That was awesome, Janine. I knew it was going to be, but every time I listen to you, I pick up new tips and new hints and things that I've missed, and there's nothing like having you here in person showing us how to do it as well too. And I can tell by some of the comments in chat as well that there was some activity happening on people's profiles as well too. So now's a good time to save that chat too, if you haven't saved the chat. So just click those 3 little dots at the bottom. I'm going to remind you again at the end, as we've got other things coming up as well. But we do have a door prize tonight too, do we not?
We do. You've got me for 1 hour of whatever coaching I can help with, whether it's speaking, LinkedIn, sales, everything. So that's valued Well, including GST, it's valued at $320.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure it's worth a whole lot more than that, because I certainly know some of your genius and have taken on board some of what you've talked about. It's maybe more than that $300 there. So really good value. So we've got a special way of drawing this tonight as ever. Remember, do not leave now, because if you leave and you win, then we just go and redraw it all again. So let's bring up our wheel of names. I'm hoping we've got the wheel of names there, JM. I'm hoping it hasn't sort of dropped out in the Philippines there. Who knows, there's always storms over there. All right, well, I think what I might do then is, why don't I bring up the wheel of names? Oh, here we go. It's all there. Must have been just a bit of a lag from over there. All right, so everyone's name is in the wheel. Oh, look at that. There's new flavors of Lays as well, America Lays. So that's the ad there. But all of our names are in the wheel of names. So let's spin the wheel and find out who our lucky winner is. A virtual drum roll, please. Here we go. And our lucky winner tonight is Des Allen. First time here, and he gets a win prize.
That's amazing. I can't win an argument.
There you go. It was worth turning up tonight, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Excellent. Oh, well, I did say at the beginning of the session, this is a great night for you to be here. So I'm sure you agree that it was. And so we'll connect you up with Janeen tomorrow. So by email, we'll make an email introduction to you both. And then you've got an hour of Janeen's time to ask her whatever you like. For your business. So well done.
Well, thank you so much.
And if you've enjoyed the show, then this will be up on the YouTube channel tomorrow, the SmashGo YouTube channel. If you're not a member or not a subscriber to the channel, now's a great time to go and subscribe. When you do subscribe, click on the little bell that's beside the subscribe button. It'll show up as you click it. And then you'll get a notification to let you know that that video has been uploaded. And please, if you think someone else would value it as well, or someone else talks to you about LinkedIn profiles and maybe not having a great profile, or maybe you see someone's LinkedIn profile and think, well, that's crap. Well, you could send them that link to that video as well too. So feel free to share it. The link is in chat as well for the YouTube channel. And of course, we will be back next week at the same time. Oh, Lorena's just reminded me as well, tomorrow we have our 6-week series, Canva Mastery for Business, starting. So if you want to join those that are registered for that, then feel free to jump along to that. Just go to smashgo.co. You'll see a banner across the top. And if you click on that, that'll take you through to register for that. Awesome. Oh, thanks, Aldrin. Aldrin's done that, and she said it was awesome as well, too. All right, well, that's our show for tonight. Let's give Janeen a big virtual round of applause. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for coming on tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show, and don't keep it a secret. Tell everyone you know about it as well, too, and invite them along, because it's always better when we've got more here. All right, go and have a sensational evening, and we shall see you back here next week. Have a good night.
Okay.